Continuing with our Women's History Month program, I am very pleased to introduce you to Katie Mae Lawman, one of our fisheries management specialists. Katie Mae, please tell us where you grew up, where you went to school, what got you interested in fisheries management.
Well, I'm a military kid, so I've lived all over, but I did live in Virginia for a while when I was in kindergarten, and I remember at that time going to the Virginia Living Museum and being so fascinated by everything in the touch tank. And then when I was in 8th grade and living in Arizona, I had the opportunity to go on a field trip where I learned to snorkel. And when I was snorkeling, floating around, watching all of the fishes and all of the marine life, I decided I wanted to study fish. So when I went to college at Southampton College in New York, I got a degree in biology, and then I went on to get a master's degree in conservation, and eventually came back to Virginia, where I enrolled in the Virginia Institute of Marine Science to study sturgeons. And while I was doing all my coursework at VIMS, I learned a lot about fisheries management and became interested in it as a career.
Well, wonderful. We're glad you're here. Tell us, what fish species are in your portfolio?
Right now, I'm on the bottlenose dolphin take reduction team, and I'm also on a technical committee for summer flounder, scup, and black sea bass. And on the technical committee, we do a variety of different things. For example, we just evaluated the tools and methods that are used to set recreational measures for those species. And I'm also working on an incidental take permit for Atlantic sturgeon.
Okay. Tell us about sturgeon. It's got quite a history in Virginia, doesn't it?
Yes, sturgeons are really important to the history of Virginia. If you go back 85 million years ago, that's when the oldest sturgeon fossils have been found from. So they've been on Earth for at least that long, and they've been really important in Virginia. When John Smith first came to Virginia, he wrote that there were so many sturgeon in the James River that you could walk across the river on their backs.
My gosh.
And then during the starving times, the colonists ate sturgeons to survive. But now the Atlantic sturgeon population in the Chesapeake Bay has declined and in fact was recently listed as an endangered species.
So the idea behind the sturgeon program that you're managing is to rebuild those stocks?
Well, I'm right now working on an incidental take permit application for Atlantic sturgeon. So whenever a species is listed as endangered or threatened, it becomes illegal to take that species. And take can include catching it as bycatch. And Atlantic sturgeons have been caught as bycatch in our commercial gillnet fisheries in Virginia. So the take permit, in order to continue operating that fishery, the take permit requires that we provide estimates on how many of the Atlantic sturgeon are expected to be caught in the fishery, how we're going to monitor that take, and eventually how we're going to reduce it. So it's really important for the future of these fishes and our marine resources to make sure that endangered species like sturgeons are protected.
Absolutely. Katie, what is it most that you enjoy about working here at VMRC?
Well, what I enjoy the most is also linked to the biggest challenge I have, which is gathering data. So everything that we do relies on data, and data can sometimes be hard to come by. For example, there aren't a lot of data on the incidental take of sturgeons in the Chesapeake Bay. We know what happens, but we're developing a program, an observer program, to look at how many are being taken, and that is part of this incidental take permit. In addition to this program, I get to look for other creative ways to get more information on the number of Atlantic sturgeons being taken. So that's my favorite part of the job, is trying to find creative ways to solve some of the challenges that we have here. So I'm hoping to work, in addition to scientists, with commercial watermen to gather more and more information to better inform our incidental take permit and the methods we're going to use to reduce take of Atlantic sturgeon.
Wow, that's wonderful. Well, we look forward to following your research, and thank you for participating in our Women's History Month program.
Thank you.